Welcome back and hello if you are new. I hope all of you guys have had a really fantastic week. So this week I'm going to be talking about a band called Wayfarer. Wayfarer are a band that embrace the American history of the Great Midwest. And this week I'm going to be talking about their album, which revolves around the theme of heroes and villains, a mysterious rider who is doomed to die how he lived, and of course the Iron Horse, which is the transcontinental railroad that essentially allowed for this manifest destiny to really get a hold in the US. Welcome to the great wild western tale of a romance with violence. Now, a romance with violence might have the trimmings and themes of the West and celebrate the band's native Colorado, but at its crux, this is an album of a band which basically blends styles of death metal and black metal, but have a slight progressive nuance and very much folk tendencies in there as well. The band blend these styles absolutely brilliantly, and I think it's important to note that the Western sort of element doesn't necessarily sound like, something where you just switch it on and off, and it very much encompasses the overall vibe of the band. And despite there being 7 tracks, for me, the way I listen to a romance with violence is that it all kind of works as one singular piece. This goes through various iterations, for example, and you've got the transitions which make this seem even more seamless, from the Iron Horse to Fire and Gold. There are even hints of melodies that are to come on the first track, The Curtain Pulls Back, and again, to highlight that sense of the West and this country idea, there are little sort of cherries on top that, aside from the absolutely incredible instrumentation, there's the sort of lo-fi piano introduction and that sort of stringed section on The Curtain Pulls Back. But then on Masquerade of the Gunslingers, there's a lot more ostentatious feel because they've got actual bells that come in and really does kind of highlight that element of black and a bit of doom metal as well, to be fair. But there are more subtle dynamics that do reveal themselves. For example, there are kind of Nick Cave-esque vocals which lend to that sense of Americana on Fire and Gold. The Crimson Rider also has a tambourine, and Isaac Falk, who also plays drums in Blood Incantation, kind of emphasises more of those blues country style shuffles, which I thought was very interesting. And where guitars are concerned, they kind of enhance that sort of Ennio Morricone sound, where they have a really big presence but a lot of melody that you can really latch onto. Most importantly, it always comes down to the songs, and the songs are absolutely fantastic on this record. I also think that it does kind of question the whole manifest destiny idea. A lot of it is kind of glossed over with this kind of idea of genocide. Metal Injection put up a really, really interesting interview all about that sort of stuff and how it draws parallels with both the past and also the world that we're in at the minute. And I think that's a really, really interesting but also very philosophical look to take on this album. The air of the Midwest can be found everywhere on a romance with violence, but it's never suffocating. Instead, it creates a fantastic snapshot into the cinematic vista that we were able to have in that time, and it honours a truly fascinating history in an incredibly inspired fashion. So I hope you guys enjoyed this album review. If you did, and if you learnt a little bit more about Wayfarer, it would be great if you could hit that like and subscribe button. I personally didn't really know that much about Wayfarer, so this is my kind of introduction to the band. I've pre-ordered the album on vinyl, and I cannot wait for it to get here. Please do let me know what you thought of the video and of the album now that it's out, and I will see you guys very, very soon for another album review. Take care, my friends, and be safe.